My car's a 1928 Studebaker President 8 sedan. Studebaker decided to enter the luxury car market with the Presidents. They established the name with the President 6 in 1927, but because they hadn't yet fully developed their straight 8 engine. In 1928 they brought out the President 8, which was available in a variety of body styles, one of which is the sedan that's here. Unfortunately, of course, Studebaker then ran headlong into the Depression, and it wasn't a great time for selling relatively expensive cars, although compared to other luxury cars at the time, they were relatively cheap.
The car's history is it was sold new in 1926 by a dealership in Los Angeles, which is still going, but not Studebaker's, obviously. It was used a bit up until 1953, when it was taken off the road because it had carburettor problems. In 1996, it was advertised in the local paper, and a friend of mine bought it on the condition that I'd come over and fix it because I have other Studebakers. I had a week, and I got the thing drivable. I sorted out carburettor issues. Actually, I replaced the carburettor and got it on the road, and I was the first to drive it since 1953.
I'm not sure how many cars we're judging. I did hear 60 plus.
The boys need to take a tip from the women. They need to just wash their cars a bit better, I reckon.
Yeah, some of them need to take a little bit more time and keep the polish off them. But yeah, that's life.
This is a 1958 Golden Hawk. It was made right-hand drive in South Bend, Indiana. So it was imported, exported from the US and imported into Australia in 1958. One of, I believe, 20 cars that came over that were right-hand drive, and it's one of 878 that were ever built, and of that there was 130 that were exports, so pretty rare car. And the mortality rate on these here in Australia seems to be quite good, actually. There's a lot of them still around out of the 20. I think I would think there'd be around about 15 that could be accounted for. I like both the coupe and the hard top, but the hard top for me with the windows down, it's just got style that you don't get in cars these days.
This is a 1962 Lark Regal convertible. It was actually brought into the country by Des Skinner from Queensland and purchased by Carol and Leo Jameson from Western Australia. They restored the car and I purchased from them in 1999 at the Perth National Meet over there. 4 years ago we had the upholstery redone. It was black upholstery and we had the upholstery redone in this colour. Unfortunately, I took the car off the road to repaint the dash and everything at the time, and one thing led to another, and it never ever got back on the road. 6 weeks ago I got it back out of the shed, from the rear of the shed, and started work on it again, and I managed to get it actually up and running yesterday afternoon, ready to bring up for the national meet. Now the other car which is next to it is actually a 62 Lark Daytona. The main difference being just the strips and so down the side, but I purchased that one only 2 weeks ago, ready for this national. Well, the Larks are actually, there was a complete new redesign in 1959, trying to get away from the big cars because the automakers were, it was time to get away from the big cars and try and start getting some actual fuel consumption out of the vehicles. So they reduced the actual size of them, and the 59 Lark was the revolution vehicle for the Studebaker. It was quite successful, and from 59 they went through and changed the shape again slightly in 61, 62 was slightly different again, and then 63 was only just slightly different from the 62. Many of the parts are interchangeable from the 62 and 63. Nearly all the body panels are identical except for the base of the doors.
It's a 1954 Champion Conestoga, a Studebaker of course, and I bought it from Port Macquarie. It's a right-hand drive and it's manual, and I can't drive it, but I knew my wife would be able to drive it. Nothing wrong with her knees, and so I bought it, and it had big white wall tyres on it when we had it, but they needed retreads or recapping, and I believe they didn't have the setup to do that.
Well, it was a second-hand golf machine, golf buggy, and when I was in the States I bought a nose cone. It was a bullet nose cone. It was hanging on a wall. The nose cone itself was about 4 or 5 inches deep. We thought, that'd look good on a golf buggy, so I bought a golf buggy, never played golf before, and we just set it up in front, Sean O'Neill and myself, and we built it up with cardboard and everything till it looked right. Then we filled it with packing foam, and then that expanded, and then when that dried we cut it down to the shape that we liked, and when it was right we fiberglassed it. So then after that we put headlights in it, blinkers, brake lights, a horn, put the rear view mirror on it, painted it the same colour as my 51 convertible. It took me 4 trips of getting it home. It was in that many parts. I live in Cessnock at the time, and when I finally got it all home I then shopped around for more pieces, more chrome, made sure everything was there, had the body done, did lots and lots of work, and then had a marriage break-up and we sold it. The guy that bought it from me, I told him what colour that I was going to paint it, and he painted it that colour, put it all together, and then he died. I bought it out of his estate.
Warren Thompson has been one of the instigators of putting a lot of effort into this, and Warren needs to be congratulated along with the rest of the committee.